All right, let's dive in. AI. They're not just making art, it's like changing the whole game in creative industries.
Yeah.
Now, you sent over some pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
Articles, research studies. So we're going to cover a bunch of different things, like how developers are getting AI to understand them better, how brands are using it to make like really high quality video content,
Right.
and even this like wild research on how people are responding to AI poetry compared to
The classics.
yeah, like the
I
classic.
know. I was really intrigued by that poetry study myself.
Yeah,
It really makes you think about what creativity even means anymore.
for sure, for sure. Okay, so let's start with Anthropic.
Okay.
And these new developer tools they've released. So it's all about helping developers, refine the instructions or
Mm.
prompts that they give to their AI model, Claude.
Right.
So like, why is this a big deal?
Well, it's all about getting the most out of AI,
Right.
right? The quality of the prompt that you put in, it directly impacts, what you get back.
Makes sense.
It's like, think about asking a question. If you ask a really vague question or like a poorly worded question,
Yeah,
you're probably not going to get a very clear answer
right.
and not going to get a very insightful answer.
So you got to be really specific with the AI
Yeah,
and
exactly.
make sure it understands exactly what you want it to do.
That's it. And these tools, they use some really clever prompt engineering techniques
Okay.
to do this, so developers can get more accurate and consistent responses from Claude.
Oh,
One of these techniques, it's called chain of thought reasoning.
interesting.
And it's kind of like breaking down a complex problem,
Okay.
like a math problem, into smaller steps.
Okay.
So you prompt the AI to think through each step logically, and that leads to more accurate results.
That's cool. I see. Yeah, like break it down step by step.
Exactly.
Okay. Are there other techniques that they use?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Another one is example standardization.
Hmm.
So this basically makes sure the AI understands like the format and the type of response you want.
Okay.
So let's say you want the AI to like summarize a news article. You can give it a few examples of good summaries, and the AI kind of learns to mimic that style.
Gotcha. So it's like giving AI clear guidelines and examples to work with.
Exactly.
And Anthropic's actually seen like some pretty impressive results with this stuff.
They have.
Huh.
Yeah. Their testing showed a significant increase in accuracy for some tasks, like multi-label classification.
Oh, wow.
And they were even able to get like perfect word count adherence, which is a big deal
Yeah.
for things like summarization.
Like it actually followed directions.
Yeah, like that level of control and consistency,
Like
it's kind of a game changer.
Yeah. I mean, are developers, are they actually using this? Are they seeing the benefits?
Yeah, there are some really, really cool examples. One company, Kappa.ai, they actually moved their whole AI workflow over to Claude, and it's really streamlined their whole process.
So that's like a really, really tangible example.
It is.
Okay, so that's super interesting. We've talked about AI getting better at, understanding instructions.
Right.
But what about actually creating content?
Yeah.
That brings us to TikTok's Symphony Creative Studio.
Okay.
They're trying to kind of like revolutionize how brands create video, especially, with the constant demand for new stuff on platforms like TikTok.
Exactly.
Right.
Marketers are under a lot of pressure to make tons of new video content all the time.
I bet.
And it's not just quantity. It has to be high quality, too.
Yeah.
Studies have shown that, if you regularly update your creative assets, you can get a much better return on your ad spend,
Okay.
like 1.5 times better.
So refreshing your creative
Yeah.
makes a big difference.
It does.
So how does Symphony Creative Studio help with this?
So it's a pretty comprehensive platform. It's got a bunch of different AI-powered tools,
Okay.
and it streamlines the whole process of creating videos.
Okay.
One of the coolest features is this thing called Generate and Remix Videos.
Ooh.
It lets brands take product information and quickly turn it into really engaging TikTok-style videos.
Okay.
Like there's this drinkware brand, Miyoki. They use this feature,
Okay.
and they saw a huge jump in purchases and their ROAS.
So they're like putting in information about their products.
Yeah.
And then the AI is just like spitting out a video.
Pretty much. But it doesn't stop there. Symphony Creative Studio, it also has a feature called Avatar Videos.
Okay, tell me about these avatars. What are they and how are brands using them?
So avatars are basically like these realistic digital people that brands can use in their videos with storytelling. Symphony Creative Studio, they have both, stock avatars,
Okay.
so pre-built ones ready to go,
Yeah.
and custom avatars that are made specifically for a brand.
Gotcha. So different price points,
Yeah.
different levels of, I guess, customization.
Exactly. And we're seeing brands really succeed with them already. Vodafone, they use stock avatars in their campaigns,
Hmm.
and their cost per lead went way down.
Really?
And then there's Vietjet, an airline from Vietnam, and they actually made a custom avatar of their brand ambassador.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of creative potential with these avatars.
there is. It's almost like having like a whole team of digital actors.
Yeah, exactly. But what about like reaching a global audience? Language barriers can be tough for brands.
Yeah, but that's another thing that Symphony Creative Studio is good at. They have this feature, Translate and Dub Videos,
Okay.
that translates and dubs videos into a bunch of different languages. Like Vioges Media, they're a German company. They actually double their conversions
Wow.
and cut their cost per acquisition in half by translating their English content into Spanish.
So it's not just about, making the video. It's
Mhm.
about reaching the right people.
Exactly.
Okay, so Symphony Creative Studio, it's like a one-stop shop for video marketing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But wait, there's more. They're working on even more features.
They are.
What can you tell us about refresh videos and generate TikTok scripts?
So refresh videos, that's going to let brands easily tweak their existing videos to make new versions,
Okay.
which is great for, keeping things fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's generate TikTok scripts,
Okay.
which is going to help brands come up with new script ideas,
Mm-hmm.
specifically for TikTok using AI.
So TikTok is really going all in on this AI stuff.
Yeah, they are.
It's pretty wild. It makes you wonder where it's all going.
Yeah.
It's not just changing marketing, it's changing how we create art and how we think about art. And that leads us perfectly to our next discussion, AI poetry.
Yes.
Get ready for this. There's a study that found that people actually often prefer AI poetry
Really is crazy, right?
to like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Hold on. People are choosing AI poems over Shakespeare. Now that's interesting.
Yeah, it really is. It really makes you question, like, what we think about art and creativity.
Yeah, it really challenges our ideas, doesn't it? Like what we think of as good.
Right.
So in this study, they did 2 experiments.
Okay.
The first one, they gave people a mix of poems, some by like famous poets
Right.
and some by AI. And get this, they had a hard time telling them apart.
Really?
Yeah, they even thought some human poems were written by AI.
So they couldn't tell Shakespeare from a computer. That's crazy.
I know, right?
What about the second experiment?
Okay, so in the second one, they had people rate the poems, like how good they were, different things like that. Okay,
Okay.
but they didn't tell them who wrote them, AI or human. And guess what? People like the AI poems better. Why would they prefer AI poetry? Is it just because it's like new and different?
Well, maybe part of it, but the researchers think it might be because the AI poems are just like easier to understand.
Okay.
In today's world, everything's so fast-paced.
Right.
Maybe people don't have the patience for like really complex poetry anymore.
Like they want the quick and easy version.
Yeah, maybe. And that makes you think, are we losing our appreciation for the classics?
Right, yeah.
Are we trading depth for like instant gratification?
It's kind of like trading in a gourmet meal for fast food.
Exactly. You might be full, but you missed out on all the good stuff.
All the flavor, all the nuance.
Yeah, and this is about more than just poetry. Think about music, movies, art, everything.
Yeah,
If AI can just like churn out stuff that's instantly appealing,
right.
will we still value the real deal? Like the stuff that takes real skill and thought?
That's a good question. I mean, are we going to see like human creativity becoming less valuable?
I mean, it's possible, but it doesn't have to be that way.
Mm.
Remember, AI is just a tool. It's how we use it that matters.
So how do we make sure it's helping creativity, not hurting it?
Well, one thing is people need to know when they're looking at something made by AI.
Transparency.
Exactly. But there's more to it than that. We also need to think about the ethical side of things.
Right, like who owns the copyright? Can AI be used to trick people?
Exactly. We need rules to make sure AI is used responsibly.
Like, those deep fakes were pretty freaky.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting thinking about TikTok and Symphony Creative Studio. It seems like they are trying to be transparent.
Yeah, they're giving brands tools to create content that aligns with their values, which is good.
Yeah, that's good. But what about individual artists and creators? How do they fit into all of this?
That's a great question. I think the key is to focus on what makes human creativity unique.
Okay.
AI can copy style,
Okay.
but it can't replicate human experience.
Right.
The emotions, the ideas that make art truly original.
So human artists need to be, like, even more themselves.
Yeah, authenticity is going to be super important when everything is filled with AI stuff.
It's like we need a whole new way to look at art now.
Exactly. All our old ideas about what makes art good might have to change.
Yeah. Like, how do we even compare a painting by a person to one by AI?
It's tough.
Is it about how it makes you feel?
Yeah, or like the intention behind it.
Yeah. These are big questions.
They are, and we'll need to figure them out as a society. But maybe this is a good thing.
How do you mean?
Maybe AI will force us to, like, really think about what art means to us. Appreciate what humans bring to the table.
I like that. Instead of being scared of AI,
Yeah.
maybe it can actually be a partner.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe this mix of human and AI creativity will lead to amazing new art forms.
That would be cool.
Right. It's like we're at the beginning of a whole new artistic era.
And we get to shape it.
We do.
So, for all of us out there listening, trying to make sense of all of this, what's the one thing we should take away from this?
Don't be afraid of AI.
Okay.
Experiment with it. Learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Think about what it can do and what it can't do.
Yeah.
Because AI is here to stay. It's going to change the world in big ways.
It's exciting and honestly kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit.
But I think if we're curious about AI and we focus on using it responsibly,
Right.
I think we can create a really incredible future.
A future where humans and machines work together to do amazing things.
That's a great way to put it.
I really believe that. And, maybe someday we'll look back and think of this as like the beginning of a new creative renaissance.
A renaissance powered by AI.
Exactly.
That's a great thought to end on.
I think so.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's fun.
See you next time.